All right. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Cool, man. All right. Sorry about that. It looks like my mic wasn't working, so if you couldn't hear me, that's why. But here goes Rafa. Look at all the came with all kinds of arrows. Hope I don't drop it, fall in the carpet. I'll never find them again, or my dog will step on it. But yeah. Let me know if you're collecting all of the figures from NECA as well for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or I mean, they got all the monster line as well. Got to meet with the team at San Diego Comic-Con last year, and we were working on getting someone on the podcast, so I'll have to follow up. Does come with 3 extra hands, so you could grip all kinds of tools that Raphael came with. So I'll probably have to put in the extra hands because the hands that he currently has right now are closed. So we'll throw in some hands right here that shows him open. Right here, I got a hand. So I'll go ahead and start replacing those. That way we could fit his all of his weapons together. And let me know if you've been reading this line too, man. I've actually enjoyed it. Tom Waltz has been doing all the Last Ronin stuff, and I love his writing, man. I just think he's such a good writer. And while I'm putting these hands in, if you're a big Spawn fan, tomorrow, me, Spawn Hunter, Tiny Spawny, Mark, we all are going to be live tomorrow with Jimmy Palmiotti, who is writing the new title, Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger, at 7 p.m. Eastern. So join us tomorrow, man. If you have questions for Jimmy Palmiotti, any of the other work that he's done, he's been in the industry for so long. I love him as a writer. I think he's an amazing writer. So, yeah, come join us, man. It'll be fun. So here is Raphael right here. Let's see his head right here. Looks pretty dope, man. So this is the first one that will open up tonight. Let me move all this off to the side here. I brought a trash bag so I could kind of clean up. I got a lot going on here. All right. So the one that I'm really excited about is Simon Baz. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm a big Green Lantern fan. I think the current run by Jeremy Adams is incredible. The War Journal line that, there we go. That was done too by, open this up. There we go. I'm pretty rough, man. I don't keep anything in the box, so I kind of pull it all out. But here we go, man. So here is Simon Baz. Does come with 2 extra head sculpts as well as some other extras. I'm really excited. I do have the DC Direct one, which is pretty awesome. See if I could grab them without knocking everything over. So here's my DC Direct Simon Baz right here. If you've never seen it, love it. Comes with a gun and a gun holster. As you know, he is a cop. But this is 6-inch from DC Direct. And obviously with McFarlane, this is going to be a 7-inch figure. Of course, you have the collector's card, which I'm excited about. Comes right here. And it always matches the back of the McFarlane box. These boxes on the collector's editions are always super nice too. And then obviously it comes with the stand. But I love this latest series that has come out, man. You got the Christopher Reeve Superman, which is pretty awesome. Mr. Terrific, which I've been waiting for a Mr. Terrific from McFarlane for a while, it feels like. So, yeah, man, I love how he's doing all the Green Lanterns right now. I just wish he would do a Jessica Cruz next, would be amazing, and then a Joe Mullen. We know we have Guy Gardner. I don't know if you've seen some of the new release information, but Guy Gardner will be coming out as well. So that was revealed at San Diego, not San Diego. It was revealed after San Diego Comic-Con, but really excited about that one. Right, let's get this bad boy out. There he he is. And let's compare the two. So I like the head sculpt. Really nice on the head sculpt on the Simon Bass from McFarlane. Obviously, I love his uniform. Here is the DC Direct. Let me know, what do you think? Obviously 7-inch, so a little bit taller. I kind of like the boots on the DC Direct a little bit better. And I might actually like this figure a little bit better. But I'm still happy to have a Simon Bass from McFarlane. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Let's look at the head sculpts, because it did come with a couple head sculpts that we could pop in. So this one, kind of a little bit of a grimacing face. And then, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, it's more of a serious face. And this one, more of a smile, I guess. So I think that's kind of cool. It came with some, face sculpts. I wouldn't call it a head sculpt, but a face sculpt. And then obviously he has this lantern and a few other odds and ends. I'm really excited about the Green Lantern core that will be coming out. V. Marin on art. If you don't know him, man, his art is insane. He's been on the podcast before. You can check that out. And I've had Jeremy Adams on a couple different times. I would love to have him back again now that he's writing Aquaman as well. So I'll work on that. But man, definitely my favorite comic over at DC right now is Green Lantern. I just think it's fantastic what he's doing with Green Lantern and the mythos, and adding on to that sorrow and everything that just happened on the Shattered Spectrum. All right, here he is with his lantern right there. I do wish it would have came with a handgun, so I'll have to find one for him, because he normally does have that. All right. So anyways, here he is on his stand. And let me know, did you pick this up? I will say this is still available on the McFarlane website if you're having a hard time finding it. I looked today. So obviously the 6-pack that comes with the chase is sold out because everybody wanted the chase, which the chase does look dope, but I'm not a big collector of the chase. If I happen to find a chase in like a Target or a Walmart, I'll pick it up, but I don't go out of my way to buy the 6-pack just to get the chase. One, I don't have a lot of space anymore to put, unneeded figures. And what am I going to do with 5 Simon Bass other than giveaways, which is great. But what's up, Will? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, man. So here he is, Simon Bass. That is the McFarlane edition. And here is the DC Direct. I'll have to be honest, man, the DC Direct one is pretty dope, man. It's hard to beat this one. Again, the articulation on DC Direct is not that great, so McFarlane wins there with the 22 points of articulation. But the figure itself, I kind of like. I'm digging the DC Direct one, and I'm glad that I already had that one in my collection. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Let's go ahead and grab this Mr. Terrific, man. This is the Justice Society Mr. Terrific right here. Incredible. I cannot wait to see what his jacket looks like. I was dying for this one, so when I saw it, I was super excited about it. All right, let's open this bad boy up. And again, let me know if anybody else picked up these ones as well. I have not seen any of these in stores. Again, we were kind of in the process of moving. I have a Target maybe 1.5 miles from the house, and I go there, and it is the worst stock Target I've ever seen in my life, man. So unfortunately, I haven't found too many figures, although I did get the 2 Target exclusives, but I had to order them online, and they were shipped to the house from a Target around here. But man, the Target by my house is terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. All right, let's pull them out. Let's see. Be careful not rip the jacket. That's dope, man. It is pretty cool. Here is the pleather jacket right there. Looks like it comes with a couple other face sculpts as well. Let's see what these bad boys look like. It did come with an extra hand as well. So it's kind of one, it's kind of screaming right there, you can see. And then here's another one where his mouth is just a little bit open. And then this one is a little bit more serious. I'll probably just keep this head sculpt on it right here, but looks pretty dope, man. I wish it had, you know, some of the writing that's on the original jacket in the comic, but yeah, I'll take it. For the first one, I'm down. All right, and then it comes with some other goodies. If you check out our podcast page, you'll notice we have a couple others, right? We have our live tomorrow with Jimmy Palmiotti. We also have a live coming up with Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron will be in February. And then we have a live with Erica Schultz to go over. By the time, that'll be at the end of February, and we will have almost a full year of her Spawn series. There's the card that it came with. That's awesome. Mr. Terrific. And then the foot stand here. So we'll be covering Rat City with Erica Schultz. Yeah, the red face is throwing me off too, man. That's a good point, Will. It's pretty, like it takes up most of the face. Again, it is shaped in the T. You can kind of see right there, but it's so wide on his face. It looks like it's all red, but it really isn't. But I just think that was kind of a poor choice. But again, man, I'm happy to have a Mr. Terrific. And let me know, man, what did you think of Mr. Terrific in the trailer of Superman? I can't remember that actor's name, but he was just so skinny. I know he's going to have to put on a little weight for that role and some muscle, but he looked pretty dope, man. All right, there he is, Mr. Terrific in all his glory. Sweet, man. Can't wait to put that on the shelf. That one I was really excited about. All right, should we go ahead and open up Green Lantern Hal Jordan? This was from Walmart. I got so many Hal Jordans from McFarlane. He has not been shy about that character, which is great because I do love Green Lantern, but man, I really want him to get the rest. Like I said, we have Guy Gardner coming. That'll come up, I think, in the next week. Those will be available to pre-order on the McFarlane website. And then I'm not sure how long from that point it'll take to see in stores. I feel like it takes a couple months or a month after, depending. But Walmart's usually, they've gotten a little bit faster at it, but Target is kind of hit or miss, it seems like. What I've been doing is I've been going to the Target app because they sell through so fast that if you go to the Target app and you find them on the Target app, you could normally pre-order and you could see the date that they're going to be delivered to the stores, which is nice. And so that's what I've done with the last two Orion. That was a Target exclusive. And we just ordered them. And when they did come into stock, I got mine because they get 6 at a time, a pack of 6. And they keep 2 for web orders and then the rest for the stores. So they purposely put aside a couple of them for their target.com. So that's why I use the app to make sure that that gets ordered right away. All right, here he is. Got a little jetpack back there. There he is. Let me know your thoughts on that one. It's kind of a shiny green instead of that kind of flat green that some of the other figures are. It was pretty cool, though. Obviously, he has this card that matches the box. Let me pull this up. Just got done watching my Rams lose, man. Been a Rams fan since I was like 7 years old, growing up in Southern California. So with all the fires, I was hoping that they would get a good run, which they did, but the Eagles were just too tough at home. that weather. I don't know if you saw it, man. It's snowing like crazy in Philly. But congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. They got a really good young team and an amazing quarterback. All right, here he is. Here is Hal Jordan right there. Let me know on that one, too, what your thoughts are of that one. Have to find some room on my very tight Green Lantern shelf. So hopefully I can make it fit. If not, I'll shove it somewhere. Here he is. And here is the card, which the card looks pretty dope. So this new run from Jeremy Adams with Harmonico, V, it's incredible, man. I think it's the best DC comic there is right now. All right, man, the legend himself, Christopher Reeves. Let's go ahead and open up this one. Look at that, man. So this is my Superman. This is one of the first. This is the first, outside of like the Wonder Woman TV show I watched, and then obviously, you know, Justice League and some of the other cartoons. I was more of a G.I. Joe Transformers kid growing up. Hey, Nicholas, how you doing, man? Thanks for hanging out. Just opening up some figures. Oh, after this, I'll go down and watch the Bills game. Baltimore. It should be a good game. Pull this out. All right, so this is the Christopher Reeves. Man, he comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of hands, and he does come with an extra head sculpt, which is pretty awesome. I will tell you, I've already kind of looked at the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt is excellent, man. I think it's one of the better head sculpts. Looks dead like Christopher Reeves. Let me know your thoughts. Looks really good. Let me open this up. Of course, I'm almost 50, so you can understand why Christopher Reeves would be my Superman. Even though the first movie came out, I was a little too young, but the other 2 movies I remember watching with my dad. And so here he is in all his glory. Let's see if we can move this over a little bit. There he is. There you go, Nicholas. Then you're with me probably, man. But this is the superhero movie that captured me at a young age. That and G.I. Joe was huge for me, man. One of my first comic books I ever bought. I don't collect a whole lot of G.I. Joe figures just because DC is my favorite universe. And I love Todd McFarlane and what he's doing with this. So I tend to stick with that, although I have a ton of Marvel Legends as well, which I do have this Deadpool core, which we'll open here. Maybe we'll open it after this one. We got dog pull on there. I think we have squirrel pull. So, yeah. Go ahead and open this one up next, maybe. But, yeah, let me open up all the hands. We have a lot of hands, extra hands. And like I said, he has the extra head sculpt. But I think I'm going to keep the one that came with it. It's pretty nice. Yeah, thanks, Nicholas. I agree, man. This is a pretty nice one. So far we've opened up Mr. Terrific, which I thought came out okay. Not a huge fan of the red, the amount of red that's on his face. I think it just overtakes his whole face. It looks like his face is red. So you can't really see that natural T that you see on Mr. Terrific in the front of his face. But the jacket's pretty cool. And then we got Simon Baz, which I'm really excited about because we're starting to get all the different figures from McFarlane for Green Lantern, which I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. So, right. So I don't really use these stands because I don't have room, but I might do it for Christopher Reeve and figure out a new spot for it. And these are those stands that allow the action figure to kind of float in the air, which is pretty cool. So there you have it. Christopher Reeves, we'll throw him right here. And then with his card with the American flag, the American way, right in the background right there. Mr. Clark Kent, Kal-El, Superman. Pretty cool, man. And I do keep all the cards. I have a folder that is loaded with cards, man. A ton of cards. And not just McFarlane. I collect all the other cards too, man. I got Milestone, a bunch of Marvel. Throw that away. All right, let's jump into Deadpool. My wife. So I moved to near San Antonio about 2 months ago. We went into Austin, and there's actually a toy museum there that has a bunch of video games from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and pinball machines. And then it has toys. So there's a whole WWF/WWE section with all the old giant rubber toys that I remember playing with as a kid. Obviously, they have G.I. Joe, a huge section of G.I. Joe with, there must be 150 characters that are figures that are part of that G.I. Joe with, you know, the jets and all kinds of different extras that a lot of kids were able to get when they were younger for G.I. Joe. So that was fun, man. They have a whole Star Wars section, which was pretty cool. All right, here we go. Oh, very cool. So here it is right here. We got Squirrel Pull. We got Dog Pull. And it came with a bunch of stickers, which is cool. It says Merc for money. How's my driving? Bob is my BFF. Dupe was right. Pineapple surprise, and it's a grenade. Save the rhinos, and it has a picture of Rhino. Stick figures of all the different Deadpool, kind of like your family on the back of a minivan that you'll see. Some X-Men logos. So that's kind of cool. They're really tiny though, but you can put that all over the moped right here, which is pretty cool. So let's see if we can pop Squirrel Pull out and check that out, man. Look at that. Very cool, man. It's got his little swords on his back as well, which is hilarious. And it has this little piece right here because it's somehow it sticks on the back of Deadpool. So when he's on the moped, he can kind of ride on his back, which is pretty funny. Let's see if we can pop out Deadpool now. So like I said, we were at this toy museum here in Austin. So if you're ever in Austin, they have an amazing. What's up, Stop Motion? How you doing, man? They have an amazing toy museum, and then when you walk in, they have all kinds of action figures that you could purchase. They got Marvel Legends, they got McFarlane figures, they got G.I. Joe, a little bit of everything. And then when you go in, it's a little museum you walk through, and they have all the toys set up either behind glass or kind of out in the open with the very first comic book issues of them. So they have G.I. Joe issue #1, and then they got a whole display of all the toys that we all grew up with. If you grew up with G.I. Joe, the OG G.I. Joe stuff, which is awesome. Same with WWE, Cabbage Patch Kids, Barbie, a little bit of everything. And then they got all the old video games. So you have the G.I. Joe game from the 80s in there. And what you do is you pay, I think it's $10 or $12, and you can stay as long as you want, play as many video games as you want, and then you can walk around the toy museum and check out all the figures. And then they have this little area in the back that's a long hallway that leads into the restrooms. And as you're walking down there, you can see all kinds of, you know, first issues of Transformers and G.I. Joe and you know, a whole bunch of stuff, man, and a bunch of autographs from either people who did voices for the cartoons or artists that drew the comic books. But it's pretty awesome. And my daughter found it, and she took us there, and I had a blast, man. I loved it. And then they got me this Deadpool figure, the Deadpool core figure, because they knew I didn't have it yet. And man, I was so happy to get this. They surprised me when we walked out of the museum. I was like, oh, that is dope, man. So let me pull everything off here. So we got Deadpool swords. Pretty cool. And let me know, did any of you pick this one up as well? You know, I didn't pick it up originally because it was a little expensive. It's like 60, 70 bucks, I think. So I just passed on it because it's a little expensive. So I do have like if you go to my link tree, you can see that I have discount codes for Entertainment Earth. And I was going to get it, but it was pretty expensive. I'm like, I'm going to pass on that one personally. But, man, my wife surprised me. So She complains a lot that I collect too many figures, but she also kind of helps me sometimes. So it's a little confusing. I don't know if your spouses do the same thing, but yeah, it gets a little confusing for me because she tells me to back off, and then we walk in and I walk out with a figure. So yeah, I'll take it, man. I will take it. So we got the rear view mirrors. I'm trying to pop into the bike here, but you can see the bike right here, a little moped, a little Deadpool moped, which is pretty funny. And like I said, it came with all these stickers, so we could plaster all the stickers all over the moped. We got Dogpool right here, which kind of hangs on his back. And then on the back of Dogpool, we have a spot to put Squirrelpool. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And that way they can all ride together. So there we go. There's Dogpool and Squirrelpool together, which is pretty dope. Yeah, your brother's like that too? Yeah, I know, man. It's a tough life we live. These are definitely first world problems, man. Try not to get too worried about any of this stuff. Especially, like I said, I just moved from Southern California, and I've been in the grocery industry for 30 years. And a lot of people we know have been devastated by those fires, man. So it wasn't just Hollywood people. A lot of people have been devastated. And a lot of people that work in those areas who obviously don't live in those wealthy areas, they kind of live outside of the wealthy areas, but they all work there. So there's a grocery chain called Gelson's that actually burnt down. It was their number one store, and it's gone. So yeah, it affects a lot of people in a lot of different ways, man. Sad. Definitely sad. So I'm hoping that the community will recover, which it will. It always does, but it's never fun to see it go through. So I don't know if I'll spend too much time putting them on the bike. It'll take me a while, and I don't want to waste too much of your time, but this thing is pretty fun. Oh, you did, Nicholas. Yorba Linda. Yeah, 11 years, man. Yeah, I was born and raised in San Bernardino, and we moved near Palm Springs. So for 48 years, I was down there, and then we've been here for about 4 months. And I love it here, man. Like I said, we live right near San Antonio, and I would tell you, man, Texas has all kinds of Comic-Cons, which is cool. So we're really happy to be here. My kids were here. That's why we moved here. And, California, let's be honest, has gotten really expensive as of late. So it was a great time for us to kind of take a step back as we get older. So I got my office here, but it's a little smaller than my last office because we had a little bit bigger home where I was at. We're just leasing for now until we get kind of settled in. So here's his swords that came with a little case, and those go to his back. So I'll put those on a little bit later. So yeah, there is Deadpool with Dogpool and Squirrelpool is right here, and you can see the back right there. So I'll set this up and I'll take pictures afterwards and show all of you, but it's pretty awesome, man. Very, very cool. It also came with the head for Professor X. So yeah, I guess you could collect right here. So yeah, you can collect the build on that. All right, so there's Deadpool, which is cool. All right, so let me grab this other Marvel Collector's Edition real quick. So we got Grid here, was part of it. And then we have the Target exclusives. And then we got a Marvel Legend, Peter. I always pronounce his name wrong, but the Indian Spider-Man, which is pretty cool, man. Prabhakar. And then I've been collecting the Frazetta toys, which I need to get Vampirella next, but here's Norseman, which I'm really excited about. These are super awesome figures, man. It comes with all kinds of extras, but let's go ahead and open up Grid now. This was part of that 3-part series, or 4-part series, I'm sorry, of McFarlane. So this 4-part series came with Mr. Terrific, Simon Baz, and then Christopher Reeves. I live in New Braunfels, so really close. I'm like 25 minutes from San Antonio. And my son and son-in-law both live here, and they are linemen. And we have grandkids here, so we want to be closer to them. And then we also wanted to kind of escape some of the high cost of living, which has gotten actually higher over the last couple of years. So, but we miss California. All of our friends are there, and my comic book shop is there. So you were born in San Bernardino in '76. I was born in San Bernardino in '75. Nicholas. Born and raised in San Bernardino. Was there until I was like 22. Went to San Bernardino High School, but then if you were born there and lived in Redlands, you know how bad San Bernardino is. It's pretty ghetto. So when we started having kids, we tried to get out of there as soon as possible because I don't want my kids to go to the schools that I went to. As you can see, I'm all messed up. So here is the collector's card. I don't use these stands because I don't have space for them, but it is pretty cool. Sometimes I do when I take pictures, so I keep them, but that we'll put over here. All right, let's open up Grid, man. This thing is hefty. He is hefty, and he is thick, and he is heavy, man. So I'm hoping that means it'll stand pretty good. There we go, man. So like I said, here is the card by itself, which always matches the back of the box. And then here's Grid. Yeah, so he is hefty, man. Nice and thick and heavy. Looks pretty dope, though. Let me know if any of you collected this line as well. Pretty awesome. And that's it, man. Didn't come with any bells and whistles because it's so big. There's that one. All right. Put the cards right here. He did come with a stand as well, but I don't think I'll be using that. He's pretty big. He should stand pretty good. All right. Let's get into some of these Target exclusive. So this is Effigy. Let me show you him right here. Which I'm pretty excited about, man. Part of the Green Lantern series. My favorite series, man. Anybody else reading Green Lantern right now from DC? It's so good, man. So good. And I cannot wait for the Green Lantern Corps, which is coming up here very quick. Like I said, I've had Jeremy Adams on the podcast a couple of times. I've had V on the who is the new artist on the new Green Lantern. So check those out. Both amazing guys, man. And like I said, tomorrow night, Jimmy Palmiotti on. And then we have, after that, we have Jason Aaron coming on. And then we have Erica Schultz to talk Rat City Spawn. So we got a couple Spawn folks right now. I'm also working with a couple other people on having them come on as well. So some big news coming very soon. If you love Thundercats, I got the entire team coming on for that, as well as voice actors from the cartoon. So if you're fans of Thundercats, you're going to love this. So I'm not going to give anything away. Stay tuned to that. It'll be fun, man. And then if you are aware of the TV show 90 Day Fiancé, my buddy Ed, who has been on that show 3 times, we work outside of, obviously, TV in the grocery space together. But he's going to be coming on, too, because he has quite a bit of collections as well. And I was with him at his place in Arkansas. He lives in Arkansas, and we went to a GameStop, and I got him his first Batman McFarlane figure. So I think he's hooked, man, and I have a feeling he'll be buying more because he's a Batman fan. All right, here he is. Here's Effigy. Let me know your thoughts on this one, too. Again, I'll take as many Green Lantern related figures as possible, man, because I love it that much. There you go. Looks pretty dope. Pretty dope. Make sure I got the stand up. And hopefully he fits in my section over here for Green Lantern, because It's loaded with Green Lanterns. So there's Effigy right there. Very cool. I'll put him down right here because he's going to fall. All right. And then we have Orion. If you're reading Justice League right now, or Justice Society, or Justice League Unlimited, you're seeing Orion right now. But yeah, this figure is pretty dope. Let's go ahead and open him up. This is a Target exclusive that you should find in stores right now. They're hitting stores as we speak. Also, if any of you are big TikTok people, if you care, TikTok is back. So it came online about 3 hours ago again. So they've given it 90 days, I guess. So here's the back of it. And then they'll reevaluate, I guess. So I don't know what any of that means. I try to stay out of politics, but who knows? We'll see. But the new administration came in and kind of reversed what took place, and they're going to relook at it. I think they have a couple buyers. So Mr. Beast, if you know him, he has made a bid, and he has a bunch of investors with himself to buy it. We have Elon Musk that also could be a purchaser. And then Mr. Terrific from Shark Tank also has a bunch of investors and would like to buy it. So there's buyers for it, which is promising. So if you love that platform the best, it looks like within the next 90 days they'll have a buyer, and that should stop kind of all the craziness around TikTok. We shall see. I'm sure there'll be some kind of bidding war with those many amount of people doing it. All right, there we go. And let me know if you have someone you would like me to bring on the podcast. We're working on McFarlane again, so fingers crossed we could get him back again. So I reached out to the team. He had told me last year he'd come back on again. So we want to have more of like a toy-focused one. Here he is. He's pretty dope, man. Orion's pretty dope. Let me know your thoughts on this one. And all that articulation. Pretty amazing. Here is his card. Son of Darkseid right here. Lord of Apocalypse. But he looks dope, man. He definitely looks old school too. But he's awesome, man. So there's that one. And then we have Wildcat, which is the other Target exclusive. It looks like he doesn't come with anything extra. I thought there was a head sculpt, but there's not. So there he is right there. And he looks pretty cool too. All right, here we go. Yeah, I agree, Nicholas. That one's pretty cool, man. All right, here's the card, and as you can see, it always matches the back of the McFarlane box. There's Mr. Ted Grant, the Wildcat from Justice Society. There's the stand. We'll pull this off. The trash bag's already full. All right, and let's see if we can get him out now. I don't know if you saw all the news from the latest in Southern California. They had a toy con, and McFarlane was there, and he released a lot of the new toys. So we have a Guy Gardner coming next. I posted it on my Instagram. Ahsoka, the geek, was on there. He's a good friend of mine. He was there taking pictures and video. But a lot of really cool figures coming. We have Power Girl, which I'm really excited about. All right, there's Wildcat right there. Looks pretty dope. Simple character. I like the wraps on his hands. Kind of looks like Hush. That's pretty dope. There's Wildcat. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and open this one. I'm really excited about, and this is the Frank Frazetta. So if you're not following Frazetta Girls everywhere, I would follow Frazetta Girls. I've had Sarah Frazetta on, and I've had the chance to work with her a little bit at San Diego Comic-Con doing the video for their panel. She is a gem, man. Incredible, incredible leader. And she is really keeping her grandfather, Frank Frazetta's art alive. She's also written a 4-part series of Vampirella, which she was able to sign my issue 1 of that, which is pretty exciting. So now she is working to bring out some of Frank Frazetta's most popular figures that he created. And it's pretty cool, man. We got Dark Wolf. Sorry, I hit my microphone. Hopefully everyone can still hear me. So let's open up Norseman and let's check him out. And also her, in partnership with Conan the Barbarian, we have an entire Conan line coming from the same manufacturer, which is really exciting because these toys are super good, man. Really nice. Can't remember the name of the brand of the toys. Oh, Icon Collectibles. So anyways, very cool, man. These figures are dope. Just check it out, man. Look at all the things that it comes with. So it comes with a couple head sculpts, a couple different hair sculpts. Comes with like an animal hair coat to go over Norseman. He's got 2 swords, all kinds of stuff, man. A bunch of hands. It's just incredible. You get so much. They're a little bit more expensive. They're like $75, but you get a lot with it. And so what I end up doing is I keep these boxes because they're just too nice to get rid of. And I pull out the action figure, and then I keep all the extra parts in here so I don't lose them all. So let's go ahead and pull him out, the Norseman. We'll determine what we're going to keep and what we're not going to keep. So I might have to change out his hands, but here he is. A bunch of articulation as well, and the molds are just stunning. Incredible. You can see you could take off his helmet right there. You could change out the back of his hair. So it comes with different ones. Here's his helmet. You could just slide back on. And check it out, man. Here is, this is pretty dope, his shield. So I'll probably keep his shield on one hand, and then I'll probably throw one of these swords in the other. I think I'll go with this sword right here. Here's the other head sculpt too, which it kind of his mouth is more open on this one, which I might change it out to that one. Here's a good, nice sword for him. So I have to change out one of his hands so he could hold the sword. So let's just do that right now. Maybe. There we go. All right. Let's see if we can get this in there. Sometimes it's so hard to get these swords in, man, because the hands are so tight. I'm getting around the thumb, but you can't get it under his finger. There we go. So there he is with his sword right there. Let's pop his wrist up and bend his elbow a little bit. Oh, there went his helmet. And there he is right there. Then I'll put his shield on his other arm. But yeah, check out our interview with Sarah Frazetta. She is just, like I said, it's just a gem, man. And what she's doing to keep the Frazetta art alive is just amazing. But there he is. Let me see if I can find his helmet. I don't know where it went. Have to check it out in a moment. Oh, there it is. Cool, man. Let me know your thoughts on this. Did anybody else collect these, by the way? I've seen some videos of some people collecting them. I cannot wait for Conan to come out because Conan is really cool. Thanks, Nicholas. Yeah, Conan is amazing right now. If you're not reading Jim Zub's Conan the Barbarian, Doug Bratwith on art, or Robert De La Torre, it is next level art, man. Incredible storytelling, really keeping Robert E. Howard alive. All those amazing stories, but this is dope, man. So I'm gonna put the head sculpt back and kind of keep these all in place so I don't lose any of the extra parts. I might go ahead and put on his. This is crazy, but we're supposed to get snow out here in Texas, which is nuts, man. So it's supposed to snow tomorrow and possibly Tuesday. I'll believe it when I see it, but yeah, that's crazy, man. All right, here he is with his animal skin. But he looks dope, man. And if you grew up like me watching Fire and Ice, they have Dark Wolf right here, which is another favorite of mine. They have Tigra and her pet. I had such a crush on her in the cartoon. Very cool, man. So it actually goes like that. But yeah, pretty dope. So these are the first three that she just did a Vampirella, which I still need to purchase. But I've been chilling on all my purchases just because, you know, with the move and everything, I spent a lot to get to Texas to get us down here. And what's cool, though, is my entire family's together now, which is awesome. So we haven't been together in a while. As you get a little bit older and you have family, you know, everybody kind of goes their own separate ways, which is very normal. I'm really excited to be close to my two grandkids are here. And it's nice to be near all my kids, man. My son was the first to move down here when he became a lineman. He got a job down here. He always wanted to live in Texas. And so everyone started following, and now we're all in New Braunfels. So there it is, man. Looks pretty dope. All right, we got one last one to go. This Paviter. This is one of the ones I don't have. This is the from the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales. It's one of the newer figures that came out. And I'll be honest, man, I really loved that animated series. It's too bad that it's been delayed so long, but it's pretty awesome. But let's go ahead and open up this bad boy. I'll go ahead and stick him with the rest of the Spidey family. Now, I don't collect a ton of Marvel Legends, but I probably have 60 or 70. I'm a big fan of Fantastic Four, so I have 3 different versions of the entire family of that. I got all kinds of Spider-Man and Spider-Verse figures, and then Incredible Hulk. So Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and Incredible Hulk are all my favorites at Marvel. So I have a ton of those comics, and I have all the action figures. So here he is right here. It looks pretty dope, man. He's got his head sculpt. I actually like it when he has his mask on because I love his mask. Let me get a little closer so you can see that. And let me know if any of you have collected this series as well. Let's see here. It comes with some extra hands. I can never remember what these things are called. The spinner tops. But yeah, such a cool character, man. Let's see. There he is. So cool. I'll put him over here, find a spot with all my action figures over there. And so that's everything is now open. The other thing that I got, and check this out. So there's two things that I really love, man. Obviously comic books and then UFC fighting. I love sports in general, baseball, all of that. But if you don't know, McFarlane also came out with a bunch of action figures of the UFC. So he now has the rights to the UFC. So we got Conor McGregor right here. They made a chase of him too, but that's not my thing. I love the box that it looks like an octagon. So here is Conor McGregor. I'm going to keep them inside the boxes. They just came out with 2 more. It was Paddy Pimblett, and I can't remember the other fighter off the top of my head. Here's John Jones, the pound for pound, greatest ever, with his belt, which looks pretty awesome. We'll see if he ends up fighting Tom Aspinall. It doesn't seem like he's that interested, but that would be an amazing fight. All right, and then we have Israel Alessandra, who is also an amazing fighter and just a cool dude, man. And we'll have to see if we can get him on the podcast too. He's very big into anime, but definitely gets the culture of geekdom. And last but not least, one more here. And that is Sean O'Malley, who had the belt for about a year and lost it, but lives in Arizona. Awesome fighter, though. So, yeah, I have these 4 as well, and I ordered the 2 new ones that just came out. But I'm going to keep them inside the box just because I love this octagon box that it came in. Again, these aren't really action figures. They're more statues because there is no articulation, but they're pretty cool. So I'll keep these over here. But, yeah, those are all my figures right now. The last figure that I got was the red version of Swamp Thing, which I have all 3 of the McFarlane Swamp Things. So here's the red version right here. I don't think I did a video when I opened that one up. That one is really cool. I love Swamp Thing. And then I have the glow-in-the-dark version of Swamp Thing and that traditional green. And then I have the OG one that's not. They're the same, just one's glow-in-the-dark. Here's the glow-in-the-dark one, which is really cool. And if you haven't read the Poison Ivy Swamp Thing by G. Willow Wilson, it was a one-shot. Dude, it was actually really good. And I was actually kind of surprised, but it was very good. Very, very good. But yeah, that's what I picked up, everybody. I had a blast getting all of these and putting them all together and just kind of hanging out. I really appreciate all of you. Tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We will have Jimmy Palmiotti on and to talk Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger. That's going to be a lot of fun with Jimmy. He's always awesome to have on the podcast. That'll be followed for the first week of February. We'll have Jason Aaron. We're going to go over everything he's doing right now, Absolute Superman and all kinds of stuff. But he has a new comic title called The Bug Wars. And he gave me the first 2 issues to kind of look at in order to prep for the interview. And this is going to be a banger, trust me. And then we're going to end in February live with Erica Schultz. So those are the 3 lives I have coming up. And we're going to be talking about Rat City. By that time, we will have 11 issues with 12 about to come. So a full year of Rat City under Erica's belt. And we'd love to ask her opinion. I'll have Tiny Spawny, who is Mark, who is a huge Spawn collector and a big fan of Spawn. He'll be on with possibly Spawn Hunter if he's available, which is Ty, who's been on the podcast a few times. And in between that, I got all kinds of interviews coming up with some amazing folks. Rick Remender, we're going back and forth trying to find a couple dates with, and that's going to be a lot of fun. To be honest, I talked to Chum Lee, who is a big collector of Pokemon and all kinds of stuff, who was on the show Pawn Stars, and we're trying to find a date to have him come on. And then Big Ed, like I said, from the 90 Day Fiance, he collects a bunch of stuff, and we're going to have him come on as well. And we're not stopping there. We're trying to get as many great folks on the podcast as possible. So if there's someone that you would love me to reach out to, please send me an email at info@worldatwarcomics.com and let me know who you would like me to go after, and I will definitely try and do that. All right, everybody, I hope you are having an amazing weekend. Have a great week coming up, and we'll talk soon. Hopefully, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, and have a great night. Talk soon. Take it easy, everybody.